Welcome to Wild Breakaway with Ben Clymer. I'm Audra Martin. For the third time on this road trip, 60 minutes, not enough to get the job done for the Minnesota Wild. Tonight they go in overtime against the Edmonton Oilers, but this time they do come out on top, grabbing a big 2 points. 2-1 your final score in Edmonton. A team with a lot of talent playing great hockey, but it was good to see the Wild pick things up after a slow start and walk away with the win.
Well, they certainly did pick it up, and they carried that momentum straight into that final overtime period, which was huge because I felt like they were in a position to win from a confidence standpoint. And often that cannot be the case when all of a sudden you think, oh my gosh, here we go again. You know, we've had several of these and have lost one-goal games, but nice to see the captain ultimately bring this team home.
Well, it's their second overtime win of the season, and it was a big one for the Wild. Here's a look at tonight's final stats. The Wild did have the advantage, shots on net, 33 compared to 29 for the Oilers. They've yet to score on the power play this road trip, but conversely, their first night, perfect on the penalty kill. So good to see that clicking for the Wild. Face-offs, look at that, 60% for the Minnesota Wild. A huge part of that was the captain, Mikko Koivu. He had a spectacular night. Here's what the head coach had to say about his captain.
Well, he was 21-2 on the face-offs, and I've never seen it that high. I mean, that kind of percentage for that number you've taken. I mean, I'm sure somebody's been 26-1 at one point, but not too many people have done that. And he was out there every time there was an important face-off. I thought he controlled the game when he was out there. He was a true leader tonight.
So here's a look at what's next for the Wild. This 5-game road trip will wrap up against the Maple Leafs on Wednesday night. Then they finally come back home. It's been 10 long days without hockey here in the Twin Cities. That will be against the Oilers, who we just saw a few nights ago. And then Sunday, on the little Central Division showdown against the Blues. But of course, the first things first, and that's getting past Austin Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Another team that has a lot of talent and playing great hockey, especially on home ice. How can they get it done?
Well, they're going to have to make sure they try to take their time off right now when they can. Rest your body, because this is a long trip, and players aren't used to a trip of this length and the time changes that are involved as well. That's a big deal when you really think about the effects you have on your body as an athlete. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, make sure that when you do hit the ice, practice with a purpose. Get out, get something done, and get off.
Well, the Wild did a great job tonight keeping Connor McDavid quiet. Now they just have to continue that into the next game on the ice, hoping to keep Austin Matthews quiet. It won't be easy. He's a very talented player, but hopefully they can get it done and grab big 2 points to close out the road trip. We look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, for Ben Clymer, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us on tonight's Wild Breakaway.